I think this is short. Come on, Fat Gus! You got this, girl!
Yes, she did! Oh my goodness! Bang the pots!
Squirrel Maze is back! What? Hot Sauce Beats is back, baby! Let's go! Woo! What up, Sauce Gang? And welcome back to the channel. Hot Sauce Beats here with another dope reaction. That is right, fam! That is right. Perfect timing. Mark Rober just uploaded the Squirrel Maze 3.0 Backyard Squirrelympics 3.0, the Summer Games. Looks like this one might have a little different vibe to it compared to the other two, but I'm beyond hype. But before we jump in the video, make sure you show Mark Rober some love by subscribing to his channel. And if you enjoy my reaction, please help support the channel by smashing that subscribe and like button. It's absolutely free and it greatly helps out the channel. But enough talking, let's get to reacting and roll that bomb ass intro.
Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Hot Sauce Beats is finally here. Eat, sleep, make beats. Eat, sleep, make beats.
Hot Sauce Beats! Woo-hoo!
This is the prestigious Walnut Cup, and if you want it for yourself, you'll need to first win a majority of the competition events I've set up in my backyard.
Oh, do the happy dance cause we back. Happy dance cause we back.
Welcome to the third and final year of my all-consuming battle with the squirrels.
Final year? So there's no more after this? Not 4, not 5, not 6. Just 3? It's just a trilogy?
This year, not only do we have amazing feats of athleticism and a lot of close calls, but also interspecies battles, home videos of Fat Gus as a baby, and a scandal that rocks the neighborhood so hard.
Fat Gus, you better not be on them steroids, Fat Gus. You better not be.
Hold on to your walnuts, and let's get started.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Backyard Summer Games.
Okay, so this seems a lot different than the first one. It's not like, you know, can they make it past the obstacles to get to the nuts? Now it's almost like they're competing against each other for the nuts.
I'm Chuck Acorns.
And I'm Jimmy.
Just going with Jimmy.
Yep, just Jimmy.
That's Mr. Bass! Oh, Jimmy, you're a squirrel!
The ski jump.
The longer you take to really just stuff as many walnuts as you can in your mouth.
That's greedy. Look at all that. You packed full, fam. You can't be greedy. You ain't gonna win.
Oh,
way too greedy.
Well,
07.
At some point, you just run out of time. And then you find yourself in a
Carry on,
predicament.
soldier.
And this
Carry on.
is the perfect moment to introduce all 4 of our Backyard Games competitors, starting with the heavy favorite, Fat Gus. And just like
Fat Gus! Let's go, baby! That's my boy, Blue. Or girl, because Fat Gustina. It's Gustina. It's not Gus, it's Gustina.
in years past, I want to be very clear, that's fat with the PH as in fantastic.
Actually, PHAT means pretty hot and tempting. Yeah, Fat Gus!
I was able to piece together that Fat Gus grew up in a rougher area of the neighborhood called Hubcap Hills. Even from the outside, you can see it was a simple home.
It's okay, Fat Gus. We don't think any differently of you. We've all grown up from different neighborhoods, different walks of life.
Speaking of which, for the other 2 contenders, we have Rick and Marty, who you know from the previous 2 years. But what you might not know is they grew up in Walnut Estates, in a nice Japanese maple down the street.
Chilling out, relaxing, maxing, all cool, shooting some b-ball, getting some acorns outside of the school, when a couple of squirrels that were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and they took my acorns and my mom got scared. She says, you're moving with the auntie and uncle in Walnut Estates? I'm excited, fam. I'm rusty. I'm good to be back.
So it'll be fascinating to see who comes out on top. Back at the ski jump, after a recovery and then a swift abandonment of ship, Fat Gus's teammate Augustine
you'll do better next time, Fat Gus.
And while she's nevertheless more dignified in her nibbling, the outcome remained unchanged.
Not doing so good.
This angle right here is probably my favorite because it's like 1 second there is a floor and the next second there's not. But she recovers beautifully like squirrels. Marty, who's watching the other 2 from the sidelines and taking notes, and must have assumed it only fires if you walk directly onto the platform, because he did this clever number on his approach. And while he's clearly bad at deductive reasoning, he is good at scaring easily, which came in handy here because before the floor barely even drops,
Is he gonna get some?
He's launched himself onto the roof.
Woo! God, they
finally, we have
so
Rick,
good.
who plays a conservative, and while that might be less entertaining for the crowd, it secures the first gold medal of the Backyard Summer Games for Team Walnut. Next up is the second event of the Backyard Games, the balance beam, but with a twist.
Oh,
the goal here.
Get it with a twist because it's spinning. Get it. I got it. A big brain!
Here is for the contestants to simply get all the way across before the beam starts to spin. First up is Marty. You'll come to see that
I'm
this
rooting
is
for
kind of
Hubcap Hill.
Then
so
immediately
I don't
after
want Marty
making
to
his
do
way
good.
up onto the beam, he just goes for it and makes it all the way to the end. Almost.
What are you doing, Marty? I mean, I'm glad you're stopped. Why would you stop? That's the finish line. Your hand's on the finish line. Go, bro, go!
Probably catch up with him because he pees his pants and then inexplicably tries to run all the way back to the safety of the start,
sloppy, Marty.
where things end for him predictably.
That's
Next
sloppy.
up is Augustine, and at the first sign of a spin, she yeets herself.
Yeet. Sometimes you just gotta yeet.
Rick followed that performance by stepping up and making such quick work of the beam, it never even had a chance to spin. You could see the birds really appreciated that run. Finally, there was Fat Gus, who had such a quick start, it was on pace for the goal. But that's when things took a turn. Like, actually.
Fat Gus, no! Oh, hey, look at you, Fat Gus! Bro! Fat Gus is on a rampage, look at that! Keep going, you got this, Fat Gus!
The city here.
Let's go! Bro, look at that can-do attitude and unwillingness to give up. Fat Gus is basically the Jordan of squirrels. I mean, everybody knows that.
So Walnut Estates is now up 2-0.
Come on.
Which takes us to the third event called Quick Drop. Now the goal here is to nudge the large wooden ball off the cylinder to access the chewy walnut center. Augustine was up first and scoped things out, but ended up getting so particular with her approach, she couldn't settle on a strategy and left the platform with the ball unmoved.
Oh no.
Then Marty comes up, and after another little flexing routine to psych up both himself and the bird stands, he's a bit more bold, but still pretty skittish.
Oh, gave up. You got the ball down, bruh. You can't give up like that.
There are other animals in the neighborhood who are less interested in walnuts and more interested in squirrels.
Just like an all-out battle royale in Mark Rober's backyard.
For the most fearsome predator of all this year is actually spying on Rick right here.
What is that?
Now you can see as soon as Rick locks eyes with his camouflage beast is a big ol' rat.
Is that a rat or a mouse? I thought rats were like in sewers.
Fat Tail!
What is it chasing up? Oh my god.
Fat Tail!
Fat Tail! Bro, Fat Tail is vicious, and I love it!
Fat Tail!
Fat Tail is just your classic schoolyard bully, even with his own friends. He wreaks chaos and tear in the backyard,
Fat Tail
and unfortunately,
is vicious.
that's not the last we'll see of him. Back to the games, you can see Fat Gus steps up, and perhaps the tennis...
Are we gonna get like a Fat Gus versus Fat... Please, sweet baby Jesus, let us get a Fat Tail versus Fat Gus.
This effort looked pretty similar to Augustine's attempt, with no actual results. Which just left Rick, who was able to remove the ball without too much effort, but it's when he goes for the walnuts inside where he just really leaves it all on the table. And that goal level performance meant Walnut Estates was now winning 3-0.
Come on, Fat Gus, I believe in you. We all believe in you. You can't call a comeback unless you got a comeback. You got this.
The first team to 4 gold medals wins, and this may be turning into an old-fashioned round.
That's right, Chuck. Hubcap Hills really needs to step it up, because if Walnut Estates gets 1 more gold medal, they're going to be the winners of the backyard game.
The rules here are pretty self-explanatory. You got to jump from this platform and make it all the way to the sand pit, and the team with the most successful jumps wins.
That's a big jump.
Rick is the first one up, and you can see he's really struggling to calculate the trajectory and to do the math in his head to make the jump work. But eventually, he chooses to just go for it and to put his trust not in the math, but in himself.
Believe in yourself. You didn't make it!
Next up is Augustine, and knowing what's at stake here, she musters an uncharacteristic amount of resolve and just goes full send, sticking a perfect landing.
Oh, yes! And that, my friends, is how you full send. Good job, Squirrel. Good job.
While she's enjoying the fruits of her labors, as Rick's like, hey, I know I didn't make my jump, but are you cool if I join you on the landing pad?
Oh,
and she's
Rick,
like, yeah, that's definitely
cheating.
not an option.
Ejected.
As she not only kicks him off, but
here.
double checks that he's really gone. Up next is Marty, who knows he needs to land this to keep them in contention. So for motivation, he calls upon an extremely rare alternating double arm flex. And a bit of a mid-air tail correction. Walnut Estates keeps the pressure on. And finally, there's Fat Gus, who has to land this jump to keep their dreams alive. And while as Marty seeks motivation from the power flex, Fat Gus seeks motivation from the power nap. After which,
hold on. Let me take a power nap real quick. I need to rest up. This is gonna be a lot of energy, and I need to get some energy back. Okay, I'm ready.
And the launch.
Uh-oh. Ooh, I don't know. I think this is short. I think this is short. Oh, yeah, this is short. This is short. Oh! Oh, come on. Come on, Fat Gus. Come on, Fat Gus. Come on, Fat Gus!
Did she get it?
Oh, you got this, girl. You got this,
Yes,
girl.
she did. Oh, my goodness. Bang the pots.
If you ever wondered if you'd see the day that you'd find yourself cheering for a squirrel, that day's happened. It's right now. Look at the calendar, circle it. It's officially Squirrel Day.
Have you ever seen anything like that before in your life?
Never in my life.
No, me neither.
And so as Fat Gus sits there enjoying the sweet taste of victory with their first points on the board, Rick realizes his hopes for redemption. The gold medal goes to the first contestant to somehow open, then eat the actual nut in the walnut shell. Heading over from the long jump, Rick comes in strong, but then freezes up as he tries to remember how they did this as kids.
He's like, how'd I do this?
And after seemingly drawing a blank, he just decides to go ask Marty.
He's just like,
and
I'm
that
done.
appears to do the trick, because upon returning, he's
like, huh? Huh? What? Huh?
fumbles on the goal line, which is an out-of-bounds violation. Marty was up next, and having just coached Rick through this, he knows exactly what to do. Oh, Marty with a nice fumble recovery. But after finding the exact perfect way to hold the shell, he takes the walnut out of bounds and decides to go off and bury it. Fat Gus is up next, and to the surprise of no one, removes, then shells the walnut in record time, like a true professional.
I never lost faith in you, Fat Gus.
You can do it!
Dean, who takes a completely different approach.
Yum, 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 yum. Just literally the whole thing gone.
But it still counts, which gives Hubcap Hills a clear and decisive win, keeping their dreams alive and building on their momentums. The Thunderdome, with 2 tubes that lead in for platforms on either side. Basically, the contender, who's the last squirrel standing in the dome, takes home the gold. First on the scene was Fat Gus, who was somewhat intrigued, trying to figure out how to get inside, and Fat Gus was really enjoying time in the Thunderdome. That is, until a certain bully rat decided to show up.
Oh my god. Fat Gus versus Fat Tail! Fat Tail!
And at first you can see Fat Gus stands by sort of helpless, as Fat Tail comes in and starts stealing all the walnuts. But after he leaves, Gus reclaims the throne with a newfound resolve, so that when Fat Tail returns, the bullier becomes the bullied, and he's kicked off the platform.
Get out of here, Fat Tail! You ain't wanted in here! There's only room for one fat person on here, and it's me, Fat Gus.
This was Fat Gus's world, and we're all just living in it. I mean, not even the barking dogs were safe from this newfound bravado. And because all the other squirrels could see what was going on, it's no surprise that anytime the king showed up to the Thunderdome, things cleared out real quick. Which means Hubcap Hills took the gold, tying things up at 3-3,
we got a tie
setting up
game,
the
baby.
ultimate showdown in the final event to settle who would be the Backyard Games champions.
It's all come down to this, fam. We got Hubcap Hills versus Walnut Estates. 4 squirrels enter, only 1 house leaves. Fight!
Preparing themselves mentally for what lay ahead.
Oh my goodness. Fat Tail, come on. So disappointing.
What a shameful example of poor sportsmanship.
Clear your mind, as you can see Augustine do here, as she then makes her way up to the platform. And Augustine starts out with what is arguably less of a jump and more of a hoist, but whatever. Rick went a bit quicker, but then got slowed down on his exit because he discovered he could see himself in the reflection, and he knows a handsome devil when he sees one. Fat Gus and Marty, on the other hand, were able to clear this one with minimal effort, which meant it would all come down to the highest high jump setting. Rick went first, but after choosing a bad angle, things did not end well for him.
Come on, Fat Gus.
Augustine used her meticulous planning to size things up and then deduced that the best way over was under. And while clever, it was a clear violation of the rules, so she was out too. That left Marty and Fat Gus to decide it all.
Fat Gus.
And after a final flex to really hype himself up, Marty turned his attention to the platform, stepped up, and with a big effort, he did it. He actually pulled it off.
Fat Gus, it all comes down to this. I believe in you. We all believe in you. You can do it.
You can do it!
Here's Fat Gus with the approach, sizing up the bar. The jump is up. A bit of a pause. Still paused. Oh no, Fat Gus.
Wow.
Fat Gus.
Well, okay. I guess that means Marty gets the gold, and that puts Walnut Estates to 4 gold medals, making them the official winners.
You could see they're ecstatic, and rightfully so. It was a hard-fought and well-earned
Walnut
battle.
Estates.
Wait a second, I'm getting some breaking news. Stand by for just a... Oh, no.
Was it possible that he was secretly eating non-regulation walnuts to make his muscles bigger and stronger? And after peeking inside, they found these. A couple of bags of Russian walnuts. And I probably don't need to tell you why.
Wow. This is disappointing on a molecular level.
Hubcap Hills, I wouldn't accept that. No, we want to beat him fair and square next time.
And with the news of the reversal, you can see Fat Gus wasted no time making it down to the trophy, and Augustine was so happy she just couldn't contain herself.
Pretty hot and tempting.
Well, okay. A lot of saliva on my mustache.
Found it in their hearts to forgive Marty, because that's just what good friends do.
I mean,
which
we
is
should
all
blame it
to
on Fat
say,
Tail.
in the end, they all lived in harmony, happily ever after. Well, except for Fat Tail. He did some hard time in the slammer because he's a jerk.
You done. Fat Tail! Was that not just like the perfect, most wholesome video for us to come back to the reaction scene? Yes, it was. This was amazing. I will tell you, I'm a little sad though that this is gonna be the last Squirrel Maze. I was hoping this was gonna be something like he does with the glitter bombs, where we just get a new one every year, once a year. I gotta say, I think my personal favorite one was just the Thunderdome because Fat Gus dominated it so well. But I think my favorite part of the whole video was Fat Tail. I mean, holy cow. I've never seen like, again, I don't know if they're mice or rats. I don't know what the difference is, but whatever it was, that thing was vicious, dude. Was literally going after and attacking the squirrels and other rat mice. I think Fat Tail was eating the Russian nuts. Fam, I had an absolute blast reacting this, and I'm so happy to be back. I feel super lucky, and thank you so much for all you guys who stayed around and supported the whole time while we were putting YouTube time out, but we are back, and I hope you guys enjoy the new way that we're kind of doing these videos, and I think going forward, this is just the way that it's got to be. If you enjoyed this, make sure you show Mark Rober some love by subscribing to his channel. And if you enjoyed my reaction, please help support the channel by smashing that subscribe and like button. It's absolutely free and it greatly helps out the channel. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, it's eat, sleep, and make beats, and as usual, be kind of one another. And that's all I got. Boom, I'm out. Got nothing but love for the sauce gang. Peace. Love you guys. Woo, woo. Hot sauce beats. Woo, woo.